Alright guys, we're back. Alliance Wars Season 32. War number 5. We got this Ebony Maw. Now I've got, it's a tricky node. M-Flow knockdown and he goes debuff immune. I went with Gladiator Hulk because he is a Defiance champion and he's not going to get any buffs, so I don't have to worry about nullifying him. I still have to worry about consistently knocking down Ebony Maw here in order to actually do any damage, and I have to worry about the falter timer because it's still pretty hard to get the parries on this guy, and so it is definitely a tricky one. And what you can see there, I got stuck by the falter, and he's a high ground defender. And so unless I get my intercepts going and trying to get him to throw those special ones, the problem is between the falter timer, not being able to knock him down quickly, the falter timer becomes very annoying. And because the falter timer is very annoying, high ground becomes very annoying. And I start taking way too much block damage in this one. And I got super nervous that I was going to ruin my Deathless streak against an Ebony Maw, which has been trouble in the past. Now, I could have brought Doom. He was not banned this war, but I didn't think he was going to be so great either necessarily because of every time I knock him down, he's going to be debuff immune. So I wasn't going to be able to get the shocks on him, so I wasn't going to be able to get the usual mid-combo stuns on him. So that was going to be frustrating. This special 2 takes a bunch of high ground damage on the block. And now it's just kind of a race to the finish. I don't get the healing at the end with Gladiator Hulk. I get the extra fury, so at least I can get, I guess either one would have been fine. There I finally get a little, I'm not great at reparries, but I do get a parry on his light attack there. And I'm able to actually knock him down for a second. I'm just keeping my eye on that falter timer above my left, on the top left there. Oh, approaching falter, got to back off again. He's almost down. Finally, I can go hit and just get a hit into his block just to take him out. Let's go. Can we avoid it? Approaching falter, but we get out of that fight. And that is probably the closest we came to dying this war. Next up, we have Ebb and Flow knockdown heavy hitter Miles Morales. We're going in with Guillotine 2099. You've seen this type of fight before. All I'm going to do is let Guillotine ramp up her combo against Miles. I don't want to throw any specials because then his camo is going to get active. He's going to miss. I don't want to deal with that. I'm just going to bait his specials, attack in, let Guillotine's damage ramp up, and wait till I get to a special 3, get to the magic 5% or less, drop a special 3, and bank a charge for the next fight that we want to use Guillotine 2099 for. And that's going to be every Guillotine 2099 fight in this war, like I normally do for the most part. Build up to special 3, let the damage ramp up, start the next fight with 100 combo, hit like crazy, try and do rinse and repeat. So I'm going to try and do that again. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. We run 2 accounts in the same battle group. They're both my accounts, just one is a little bit older than the other. They're both pretty solid. And we're going to take as many minis and boss fights as we can. We're on our current longest Deathless streak of the last, I don't know how many seasons. I think I've been putting these videos out since maybe season 20, and now it's season 32. So it's been a while. You can always go back, and I've got playlists of all my wars. You can see a whole bunch of fights that'll help you out. It's mainly Path 5, Path 9, plus some, again, I'm on a current streak even right now of I think this is my 15th or 16th boss fight in a row. So you're always going to find fun war content here. So next up we have, we're going to just continue straight up Path 5. The minis were already taken today on the first section. We've got Magneto against Nova. We've done this fight I don't know how many times in the past. It's Ebb and Flow intercept. Now that's why Nova is on Ebb and Flow intercept, because if you intercept him you can get auto blocked. But doesn't matter, he's #metal, so Magneto shuts that down. But he shuts down the node completely. So even if I do intercept him, I'm not guaranteed to get the Fury from the Ebb and Flow intercept. So typically I don't. I just bait his special one over and over and over again. I know I was playing Nova in the current Cavalier event quest, and he kept tripping me up at the beginning when I was trying it on a live stream the other day. But this is what I'm used to with Nova. Push him to a special one, back off, let him throw a special one, rinse and repeat. That's how I'm used to fighting Nova. But again, it's also with Magneto. He shuts down his abilities. So it's always a little bit different with Magneto. We get to a special 3. A huge chunk of damage from the special 3, and the bleeds are now, even though it's only 4 bleeds, they're going to tick away and they're going to take him out. A little burst damage when the bleeds end, and boom, down goes Nova. Next, we've got Thor Ragnarok. Again, on Ebb and Flow intercept, because if you intercept Thor Ragnarok, there's a chance to be auto-blocked. But he is a hashtag metal champion. So I take in Magneto, completely shuts down the node again. And we're just going to do the same, well, can't do the same thing. I can't build up to a special 3 because it is Thor Ragnarok. Every 20 hits on his, that you get on him, which is above him on the top right, that gray timer, when it gets down to 0, he's going to get a burst of power. The only way to stop the power is by throwing a special, which we do right there. Another thing on this channel, I am boosted up a little bit for every single fight. I am speeding up these fights just a little bit because we have so many fights and we want to get them down in a reasonable amount of time so that you can see all of them without wasting your time or mine. So we've got 14 fights in this war. There again, he gets the 20 combo, or I hit him another 20 times. I throw a special to get rid of the power gain. One more special and down goes Thor Ragnarok. We're at 100% health. Beautiful. Next up is a Immortal Abomination, also with Ebb and Flow Intercept, Mighty Charge, Crumpling Armor. We're going to go in with Guillotine 2099. We're starting the fight with a 100-hit combo, so she's going to be hitting hard right from the start. If I can get an intercept in, that's great. If not, the damage will be more than enough on its own. There, I go for the intercept, and he just starts melting. I do have to get to my special 3. I got to make sure I do that because I have more fights with Guillotine 2099. And because the minis were already taken this time, I was able to show you all of Path 5 in one shot here. And then we're going to flip over to Path 9 and let Kingpin show take over. I do try to bring in different champions as needed, but there are, of course, some usual favorites. With bans, Magneto and Dooms are usually getting banned. So if I don't have a chance for Magneto, then I'll obviously have to bring in somebody else. But I do try to mix it up, but this one was a very much Guillotine, Magneto, and Kingpin centric but they do so much good work. So there, finish again with a special 3. Now, back on to Section 1, Path 9. We have Mr. Negative on Hazard Shift. Kingpin doesn't care about Hazard Shift. We're running full Kingpin today with Hood and Mr. Sinister. Hood for the extra Purify. Sinister just gives them a power lock when they get to a bar, like after they throw a special, or when they get to a bar. Yeah, I think it's after they throw a special. Something like that. So it's just full Kingpin team, and that's fine. We got Vision Arcus. Not worried about him either. Hazard Shift, Incinerate Poison. Not a problem for Kingpin. Again, this one has Feats of Indestructible 1, but I throw my special 1 because I put the degen on. It reduces ability accuracy. Then the second time I throw it, then usually the Feats of Indestructible 1 doesn't even pop up. There, I didn't even need it. He melted him so fast. Here we have a Window of Opportunity stun. Mysterio, and for some reason, I don't know what's with Mysterio. He's the only champion that if you put him on this node, there are 2 Window of Opportunity stun timers instead of 1. One of them stays permanent the entire time, and I am not willing to parry this guy to try and figure out if that Window of Opportunity stun timer is legit. You can see there is a second one now pops up with an actual timer, but it's supposed to go gray when it's on cooldown. Instead, it just continues to stay red. So I just play this fight stun immune, and I take him out anyway, but there's got to be something up with this Mysterio on Window of Opportunity stun. Next up, we have Magneto on Hazard Shift, Shock and Bleed. We've seen this one here before. I actually get the intercepts on point there. That's two intercepts, three intercepts, and into a special one. That was probably some of the nicest straight up gameplay I can do with Kingpin here against Magneto. We've taken him as a boss so many times, so I'm very used to countering his animations. We did take a little screw up there, but it's fine. Kingpin can heal up from his own rage stacks from willpower. Magneto got us with a little evade. Doesn't matter, we catch him right back. Next is Dragon Man on Hazard Shift, Shock and Bleed. It doesn't matter. This node you can parry on, so I'm just going to back off. I'm going to parry to get rid of his power charge node. That's the only problem with Dragon Man. Even here, I'm going to intentionally take the last hit of that special one just as the power charge was coming back. I took a hit of the special one. Power charge disappears again. I can go ahead and get my special one off here, or I don't even need to. He's done. So fast. Next, we have a MODOK on Safeguard, Indomitable. You're maxed at 1% health, except if you're, Magneto, you have a chance to bypass the node. Not always, but there's a chance. But you can see I'm already hitting pretty hard between Magneto's just base attack plus the energy damage he does on his heavy. We are going to build up to a special 3. Now there are two options that are going to happen. Number one, we completely crumple him up into a ball and we bypass the node and take him out. Number two, we don't bypass the node, but we get a ton of bleeds on him and the bleeds are going to melt him down. Let's see what today's method was. We'll be able to tell in a second. We go ahead and no, we do not bypass the node today, but look at the bleeds that he has on him. 29 or 30, 29 bleeds? There we go. And just melt him down. They detonate. Boom. Bye-bye, MODOK. Next up, we have a Peni Parker on Hazard Shift Stun Immune. And I'm going to go with Kingpin here. And all I'm going to do is I am going to let Peni turtle up. And the goal here is just take out the Sync Shield and then do some damage. Then when the Sync Shield comes back, do the same thing again. So hit into the block, remove the Sync Shield. Sync Shield is down. Now we're going to go ahead, bait heavies, special ones, doesn't matter. And we're going to get as much damage in as we can. We can counter as long as the Sync Shield is down. Get as much in as I can. Now I can see the Sync Shield is coming back. So I back off, let Peni turtle up, and we're just going to hit into the block again and quickly remove the Sync Shield for a second time. Now it's gone. I don't have to worry about the special one. Not worried about her getting the blue / purple charges there. Don't have to worry about it. I just want to make sure that I can continuously get my damage in before the Sync Shield comes back. I can see that it is going to come back, so I'm going to back off. Hit into the block for a third time. Same thing, just not going to counter. Let her turtle up. Sync Shield is down. Even though she's got 14 charges, not a problem. Kingpin takes out that fight. Next, we have Domino. We got the guidance boost from our buddy Rain Man, as usual. We got the best defense, brute force, and it has hard knock life, so that the disorient is kind of annoying that they've added to this node. But still, because this one has limber also, so because we have the guidance boost, we can parry freely the entire time, except for the fact that disorient might mess that up. So there are a couple times where there was a parry, but disorient stopped me. So I have to be careful about that as well. I also just want to make sure I get my hits in because of brute force. I don't want to take any extra damage on top of the critical failure damage that I'm going to get because it is Domino. I am a tech champion, so I'm not going to take, I'm not going to get unlucky, but she gets lucky quite a bit. But we're just going to spam specials on this fight. We don't need Guillotine anymore, and down goes Domino. Last but not least, we have Kingpin against Thing. We have smacked around Thing bosses with Kingpin all the time. I do make one mistake here, and I do get stuck where I have to hit into his block to, I do get clipped at one point in this one. Again, Thing, if you've never fought Thing before, when he gets to 15 rock stacks, every time you hit him, he goes up and gets 15 rock stacks. If he gets more than that, he goes unstoppable. You want him to throw the special at 15 rock stacks, and that's the goal. You want him to throw it at 15 so that you can restart the charges again. what I do is I spam special ones with Kingpin, and it reduces the chance to trigger a rock stack, which has pros and cons. Pros because you can get more hits in, cons because you're not sure when that 15th rock stack is going to happen. And that's the problem that I run into in this one, and it happens sometimes, but I can still get my way out of it. There I got too greedy, went for 3 hits. He triggered the unstoppable. I take a little bit of a combo. Now he's at 12 rock stacks. I got to make sure that now he's at 15, and now I got to let him turtle up, and I got to hit into, or here I'm going to finally let him throw his special. And I think one more time there. Now that's a special 2. It's not the special 1, so now he's still right now normal rock stacks. I just got to make sure my counting is working out well. There, I was 1 short. I got him to 14 here, and that was a mistake. I do hit into his block. Now I got him at 17 here. He does throw it. Perfect. Again, I keep spamming my special 1, and I do get stuck a little bit there. I've already taken 1 combo, but I do get stuck again. Also, because I had the Mr. Sinister synergy on, he's getting a little bit of extra willpower healing. So the fight is taking a little bit longer than it normally does for me, but it's not too bad. Here again, now he's at, I got lucky. The last hit brought him down to 12. Now he's at 14 rock stacks here, but he throws his special, and he's got the power lock on. Now he's at 15, but he's not at a special 1. So I got to go, and hopefully he turtles up, and I can push him to a bar of power. I don't want him to go unstoppable. He starts throwing some random heavy attacks, but now he turtles up. We can hit into his block, push him to a bar of power, and then we can finish off this fight. So a little bit slow, not a little bit sloppy, but we've got our 15th or 16th straight boss solo, 14 fights. That's 84-0 this season. Still deathless. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will see you in the next one.